Good morning, everybody, dear colleagues, dear friends. It's a great pleasure and great honor to me to say a few words, having in mind the opening ceremony of the traditional meeting of mathematicians at the Ariel University. As I know, at this time the conference is dedicated to the memory of an outstanding Russian mathematician, Professor Nikolai Viktorovich Azbelev, on the occasion of his 90th birthday anniversary. It can be told, we know and remember always about it, the activity of Professor Azbelev and his seminars in Izhevsk, Tambov and Perm implied the creation of the contemporary theory of functional differential equations. The scientific ideas and trends he pioneered with his collaborators and pupils keep developing successfully in many world research centers, including, of course, Ariel Center. As it seems to me, it means definitely the immortality of the great scientist, doesn't it? On the occasion of Jubilee, I mean the members of the PERM seminar, have prepared and published a special book. Please look at this one. It's selected works of Professor Azbelev, and I have to say we are going to send this book to anyone who would like to have it to work, and you will find in this book of course only the principal works of Professor Azbelev, and as well very interesting some biographical materials. So we do hope it will be very useful to all colleagues that are interested in functional differential equations. Of course, I would like to thank many thanks. Thank you very much to all the organizers of the conference, and to Professor Demoshnitsky personally and especially. I wish successful this conference, and as to all participants, I wish to you interesting, fruitful and useful discussions, and of course to get the pleasure in contacts and meetings during all this conference. Good luck and all the best, everybody. Thank you.
Dear participants of the Conference on Functional Differential Equations and Applications, it's a great privilege to have an opportunity to say some words about Professor Nikolai Viktorovich Azbelev. I was not his PhD student, unlike most of the other speakers who have already talked or will talk about Professor Azbelev today. But I was lucky to work with him during several years. I was an active participant of the famous Azbelev seminar at Perm State Technical University in Russia, and we also have had common PhD students. So I definitely can say that his ideas have greatly influenced my research and still influence it. I have counted my papers where I directly used Azbelev's ideas. More than 30. That is about a half of the total amount I have published. And you know, Professor Azbelev never worked with stochastic analysis, which is my main research field. He never pretended to be an expert in stochastics either. However, the strange thing is that he could somehow catch the very essence of many ideas of stochastic analysis and even predict future trends in this theory. It did help me in my work and still helps. One of the most prominent examples is Asbelev's regularization method, also known as the W method, which works perfectly in the stochastic stability theory and helps to prove stability in many complicated cases where the stochastic Lyapunov method fails. In conclusion, I'd like to wish the conference a great success. I participated in it 2 years ago and also earlier, and I wish I could attend it this year. So this is a great conference with great participants, I know that. Thank you.
Hello, greetings from Canada, from Elena Braverman. Thank you for the opportunity to say a couple of words about Nikolai Viktorovich Asbelev on behalf of his former PhD students. I believe that in this conference there will be many talks emphasizing Nikolai Viktorovich's scientific achievements, his great role in formulating ideas and stating new problems. I would like to say a couple of words about him as a personality and as a teacher. It was really a great privilege to be his student. I remember his endless stories. It was great pleasure to hear him just talking. He also shared all his ideas about life and everything with his students. I remember one of the stories that he told. I believe those in the conference will share many more. One of his students, when being in the Soviet army, wrote him a letter noting his supervisor that there in the army he had an opportunity to join the Communist Party. Those who in the audience who have never been in the Soviet Union should simply know that there was certain quota for the Communist Party, which was relevant for PhD students and also faculty members, but was irrelevant to soldiers, for example. So Nikolai Viktorovich had to write the answer, certainly keeping in mind that his letter would be read by the army censor. So he started his letter as follows. Dear, and then the name. I've got your letter and I've got very upset when reading it. So the second thing that Nikolai Viktorovich brought to his student, in addition to this strong and charming personality, who really, for whom it was hard to cope with any system. The second thing was his great love for math and inspiration. When the doors of the Soviet Union, the Iron Curtain, was gone, many scientists found jobs elsewhere, and among former PhD students and pupils, followers of Nikolai Viktorovich, there are many who live abroad, practically in all parts of the world, in European countries, in Africa, in Asia, even like myself in North America. But we can say it about several other leaders of great schools in the Soviet Union, not only him. There is there one thing which is very special about former students and members of Azbelev School. I have lived already, in addition to Russia, in 3 other countries, and I will say that it's very non-typical. Most of his students continue to do, in some sense, and continue to develop the topics and the ideas that they started with him. Why is this? What is the reason? Some other scientists tend to completely different ideas, to completely different areas. What was so special about Nikolai Viktorovich that made this
десятки лет. Благодаря общению с Николаем Викторовичем была переосмыслена совершенно другую задачу. Задачу традиционного целевого управления. Можно ли достичь заданной цели при ограниченных ресурсах? Если можно, как это сделать наилучшим образом? Традиционные экономисты решали задачу такого сценарного прогноза. Что будет, если будут приняты те или иные решения? Что будет с регионом, со страной, с экономикой, с отраслью, с корпорацией? Вот общение, участие в семинаре позволило понять, что традиционные задачи, которые решались еще в аналитической механике десятки и сотни лет до того, они применимы в экономике. Вот появилась новая ветка управления экономической системой, ветка решения задач целевого прогнозирования. Можно ли достичь заданной цели компании, региона, отрасли при ограниченных?
Здравствуйте, дорогие участники конференции. Меня зовут Евгений Браво. Я учился в аспирантуре у Лены Фазыловны Рахматуллиной и в докторантуре у Николая Викторовича Азбелева. Прежде всего, рад поблагодарить организаторов конференции. Для меня важно, что память о моем учителе Николае Викторовиче, или НВ, как иногда звали его ученики, поддерживается. Николай Викторович очень любил решать математические задачи. Мне кажется, что главным в его жизни был именно поиск простых и красивых решений важных и сложных математических задач. Любовь к научной истине и другое его качество, удивительная по тем временам смелость и в науке, и в обычной жизни, делали его, с моей точки зрения, идеальным ученым и наставником. Вместе с Леной Фазыловной они открывали для учеников необыкновенно привлекательный и честный мир математики. За возможность жить в этом мире я буду всегда ему благодарен. Надеюсь, в каком-то смысле и сейчас у Николая Викторовича есть возможность заниматься математикой. Уверен, происходящая конференция ему очень бы понравилась. Спасибо.
Дорогие участники конференции, посвященной 90-летию со дня рождения Николая Викторовича Азбелева. Очень сожалею, что не смог приехать в Израиль. Желаю всем успешной работы, полезных, интересных обсуждений и новых результатов. Перейти мысленно с вами в эти дни.